Hey everybody, welcome back to Conscientious Omnivore. My name is Pal, out here at my in-laws place today, and I wanted to show you guys a quick video about water. As I just talked about recently, you know, water scarcity is a real issue, and it is really hot now. We did luckily get a little bit of rain last night, and there might be some more coming in tonight, so that's actually kind of nice. But I figured it would be a good time to show you guys kind of what we do here for harvesting the rainwater, and then you know, trying to store as much of it as we can. And I'm going to talk in kind of two parts. One is basically the system of kind of storing the rainwater in containers, but then I'm going to talk about the much more important system, which is storing it in the ground. So bear with me. I will show you guys the kind of physical systems here first, or the man-made systems, and then I'll show you the importance of the ground systems that I'm always talking about, the ground cover and the mulch. So as you can see here on the side of the house, we have the main gutter coming down, and we just have like a really simple, it's a kind of a manual system basically at this point. But you know, you could do some clever stuff with overflow and whatever. You could change it, probably make it a little bit more efficient. Basically, when this container is full and we don't want any more water coming in, we just simply change the attachment here to this pipe, and then this runs down and just goes out into the garden and goes to like a, you know, green spot near a big tree. So basically right now I'm pumping water out of this to some of the containers, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. It's just got a very simple float valve here. We just keep it in the up position. There's quite a bit of water in there still. I think I'm only going to probably empty about 1/3 of this right now to fill up what we have. And you know, basically when it rains tonight, hopefully this will just get filled up, and then I'll come and check on it in the morning. If it's full, I'll just change back the pipe so that it runs out. You could get a lot fancier and, you know, maybe put like an overflow valve at the top of this, poke another hole in it, etc., and just run your pipe out that way. But this is just the way it is for now, and it's basically a very simple sump pump. It just pushes out this hose, and then it goes out into the garden to the other containers. I'm going to show you some of the containers in a second. So we got a couple of containers in the back here. The rainwater, you know, we just move the hose, put it into here, and then we can just use the tap at the bottom and use the watering cans to water the garden. There's another one of these black barrels here. I think these are each maybe 250 liters, or might be more than that. I don't know the exact size. There's another smaller one here. This one's now full as well. These are all filled up with water now. And then there's another big round barrel in the front. Our compost pile is in the back here. So I will show you guys the last barrel, and then I'm going to talk about the storage of the water in the ground. So this is the last barrel that we have. It's up front, and I'll show you guys kind of the other system of storing the water that I was kind of referring to. So what prompted me to make this video actually is that as I was filling this up, the little hose had come out and dumped a bunch of water here, and I just was looking at it. I was kind of shocked and amazed to see how long it takes for the water to seep down into the ground here. The ground here is very like clay-like. It's very hard packed, and it's not good soil at all. We're under this pine tree as well, which also kind of shades things out, but there's very little organic matter. It's just a very heavy clay soil that's here, and the water takes a long time to permeate down. After a big rain, we often have puddles here, and it's just very muddy and stuff. You can see it all the way kind of back here as well. It's all the same. It's very hard packed clay. Now if you remember, I don't even remember when I did the video, but I talked about doing the raspberry planting here, and we did strawberries and raspberries, and we put in all this mulch. I put in a bunch of compost, and then I mulched it as thick as I could. It's probably, you know, it would be a good idea to reapply at this point, but still there's enough mulch here that we very rarely have to water this. I did talk about, like last summer, the mulch beds even dried out. Here there's a little bit less direct sun on them, so it's not as bad, but even here we had to water last year. But despite that, the raspberries are doing great, and as you can see, they're kind of spreading. So compare this to the video from before, and you'll see just how much growth there is. You can see they're a lot taller and bigger, and there's more of them. There's little plants popping up everywhere, like over here as well. There's a little tiny one coming up right here. It's right behind my hand there. You can see it, just a tiny one, but there's lots of new growth. So it's doing really well. It's doing great. But now this is the kicker. This is what I want to show you guys. I got a full can of water here. Just take a look at the water poured onto the clay. What happens? It just spills and flows, and it does not absorb. Look at how dry it is too. It's just kind of breaking it up. The water just doesn't go into the ground. It doesn't permeate, and it flows in all sorts of directions. You can see here it's completely dry. It's not like I pre-soaked it or anything. You can see the cracks in the ground. And here's the water, and it just flows and runs off. Now if you have a slope to your land, this is what happens during a heavy rain. You get this rain coming. You can see the water is actually putting a little dent and a hole in here. It's broken through this right here, and it's just flowing down wherever the lowest, point of resistance is. The water is barely seeping into the ground, and it's just flowing down farther and farther. Now compare this to what happens if we pour this on the mulch. The water is just pretty much completely absorbed. There is no runoff of this water. I've emptied the can, so I can't pour anymore, but you'll see. I'm going to keep the camera on here so you can see I'm not doing any trickery or any kind of, visual distortions or magic. The water is not going out the back. It's not coming down the front here. It's not going out, anywhere. It's just going straight down into the ground because there's good organic matter here. There's already an improvement to the soil that we put in here versus the clay here. You can still see the water is still just sitting there at the top here. I mean, eventually it does permeate, but compare that to here. It's not running off anywhere. It's just kind of going right down into the organic matter that's here, into the mulch. So this is just a huge difference, and this is what I think is the more important way to store the rainwater in your land, is using good ground cover, good mulch, and building up your topsoil into good permeable soil that is happy to absorb the water like a sponge, and then of course feed our plants and feed us with the fruit. So that's it. I hope the little demonstration here at the end was good for everybody, and hopefully you liked it. We're gonna keep growing. I hope everybody's growing too. Look at this little guy. I'm so happy to see it. And yeah, I mean, just look at the size of these raspberries compared to the ones from last year. They're doing great. There's a lot more of them, and I'm just really happy. It's really cool to see new growth coming out everywhere. These little guys are coming up. This will be bringing us fruit next year, and I'm really excited about it. So anyway, that's it. Hope to see you guys in another video soon, and hope everybody's growing and collecting some rainwater too. Bye.